expert and fire ecologist Roy Rankin picks through the ashes of Yellowstone's trees to uncover their future. The forest where he is walking has burned more than once. On the outside, this is obvious from the black charcoal covered in new growth. However, the inside reveals even more about how fire shapes this landscape.
By sawing a wedge through here, I can count the annual rings on this live tissue to actually date back to the occurrence of this first fire event. The previous fire that burned in here first occurred in 1897, and we were able to find that out by counting the annual growth rings between the time that fire occurred in 1897 and then the 1988 fire event that killed the tree. This area would burn at least once during a 60-year period.
For Yellowstone's most abundant tree, the lodgepole pine, fire is both a killer and the key to its survival.
Lodgepole pine produces a cone that opens in response to heat generated from the fire. The cones are retained in the crowns of the tree, and they can be retained there for 20, 40, 50 years, for decades. The whole purpose of those seeds is to be stored in the crown of the tree in the event of a fire passing beneath.
After the fires of '88, some experts suspected that in certain cases the park soil might not even support the naturally resilient lodgepole.
Right after the fires of '88, this area looked like the bottom of your barbecue grill. Dirt, ash, very black, no green whatsoever. And these trees are the result of the fire burning through and providing a heat source sufficient to open the cones that were stored up in the tree. The cones open, the seeds come down, so this flash all came about the first year following the fire.
Even though regeneration was evident soon after the fire, it was still hard to imagine. The unfolding drama attracted people eager to see for themselves.
Last year I ran into an elderly couple whose first experience to Yellowstone was in 1988, seeing it on television. They had agreed that, boy, it looked pretty bad at that point in time. Well, when I ran into them last year, they had come back to experience some of these areas that they had originally seen in 1988, and they looked out on the landscape and they said, now how did you guys plant all those trees out there? And I told them it was just physically and financially impossible for us to do so, but that these trees came in on their own devices, and they couldn't believe that. That Mother Nature took care of that end of the job.
There is little doubt that Yellowstone will always be a popular destination. It is a place where people have always come to discover something new, something different.
Just the drive down to Yellowstone, for example. Left early in the morning, I saw lots of white-tailed deer and mule deer. To me, it's always a fresh, new experience,
Even without special expertise or access, you can still find hidden Yellowstone. It all depends on knowing where to look.
It's kind of so far beyond the natural laws of your daily life that you almost feel you're in a different world. There's a tremendous amount of beauty around us, we just don't see it. And that's right there. It's there in the people we know, and it's there in nature. It's all over the place.
Visitor Charles Paletti found his Yellowstone while photographing the colorful runoff of a hot spring with an old plate camera at a popular visitor stop.